We are live. Good morning. Just making sure my audio is set up properly. I think it is. Okay. Yeah, so yesterday I was going over the procedural generation stuff that I was working on and played around with it a little bit yesterday. This is the other project. Yeah, so I did a little bit of cleanup um, and started thinking about how I'm gonna export it. All right, so we'll just do the simple one here. I also completely unrelated to the samurai game, I made the walls bigger. I played around with that so that it was actually more of an enclosed area. Still a little bit of quirks. I put ceilings on, but one of the problems was the second level. Sometimes the ceiling would be in the way of the exit, and then you wouldn't get any rooms upstairs, I guess. We get up here. There's no so there is a room here below us, but there's no room here. So I don't know if like this exit is intersecting, right? It's like too tight, and so like we would need to like almost create a little bit of a roof buffer for some of these. I think it might also have to do with this this one staircase. Like you can see they're off by, this one seems off by one step. See? Anyway, it's not something I really need to figure out right now. But you can see like now we can run on top of these roofs, but there's no continuation of the level up here. And then this one is fine on this side. I also put in this exit. So there's an exit algorithm. I believe. Yeah, so basically this is this is like the entrance of this room here, and basically I just have a check that takes the list of all the rooms that have been generated, and then it figures out which one's kind of the furthest away from the starting room by distance, and that's where it sticks this. So it's kind of the last part of, hopefully the furthest away room. It might not be the furthest away room based on like all the rooms you have to run through though. I'm not doing it like in a go room by room, and then the maximum amount of distance and rooms traveled would be the way to go. And I still haven't set up the closing of the walls off here, so, but I can show, like, let's make a big room. Let's make a big level. Like if we make 100 rooms, now we have like, oh, and there's another. I was trying to work out these, like there's obviously a floor underneath here, or a ceiling underneath here, that's getting messed up. It could be the height difference that we're we're having a problem with. All right. Oh, like that's a weird one too, right? Like, can't get up there. Okay. It's cool that there's just enough light in here based on like kind of like windows and stuff. Yeah, so anyway, I added some new things and now there are glitches. I'm kind of thinking I should, like I think a lot of the glitches came about because of the, uh, like the adding ceilings and stuff, which is not something that we need to worry about for this game. Sometimes you can see the laser pointer texture. Okay, so there it is. So they exit somewhere out there. So I need to try to work my way up there. Okay. I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, let's go up more. Could probably jump on the rooftops if we needed to. This is a pretty cool area. This is like the rooftop of some of the lower levels. So we're not going to find any real entrances probably. Right, we need the green hallway. Let's keep going up. Anyway, this is, I don't know, it's pretty fun. I think obviously you'd want more and more variation to really make cool. See, this sealed off. Just by accident though. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think this might have been this too might be an error. Okay. Well, we're going to try to simplify for our samurai game. I think I'm trapped. All right. There's got to be a way through. Still getting over my cold, so sorry about that. Please be a floor here. Okay. There we go. I'm going to get to the exit. So yeah, so you can see if you add 100 rooms, how at least the maze quality is pretty solid. All right, I think let's go up this one. Did I find it? I think I found it. Here it is. All right, cool. So that's apparently the furthest from the start. I don't know. Why is it up here, not the first one start? Okay, let's click this. Just take a look at this crazy structure. So yeah, definitely, modifying the rooms is tricky, I guess. I'm trying to figure that out. But it looks pretty cool when you add like ceilings and walls to everything. Really makes it into some sort of space station or something, right? Yeah, and then the Unreal lighting. But yeah, like just having that little cluster like up above here. Like that's 3 floors of just random level generation just in that one section of the ending. This is cool. Yeah, I don't know. I can see why people get really into procedural generation because I think it's the feedback loop of like creating something and then being like, surprising yourself, you know. It's neat. So I think at the moment, like what I have right now, you know, the novelty for an actual game like this, the structure would wear out pretty quick. You'd have to have some real room design and props and things like that and enemies and you'd have to keep it interesting. These are very, you know, uninteresting things. Although, you know, just the hallway and room design and stairs like that does add enough variety to run around and do different things, but yeah. It's a little predictable, I guess. Like I know that there's going to be a staircase somewhere and it's like it doesn't really make a lot of sense that there's like you know, I think it's like a 1 in 3 chance that there will be a staircase. So there's tons of staircases. Um, so yeah, so that's another thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think we should leave this project the way it is for now. I'd like to keep developing it as a tool because as I said before, I have this toolbox kind of idea. So I'm gonna do that. But I think I'm gonna take what we have here and change it out. I think, okay, I'm gonna put it into the samurai game and then try to adapt it for level creation and just start working towards more of the product. So um, I think one final thing I need to do to clean up is kind of remove some of this stuff because one, I'm gonna like step away from this project and forget how it all works, and then not know which ones are the right ones. And then also like I'm importing these objects into the samurai game. I don't really need to do that, so I don't know if all these things will come along with it. Actually, what if I do? So the way I think I would do this is just take the world generator and um, migrate it. So it takes. So this is the hallway. This is just a regular room. All right, actually, so it doesn't take any of the other stuff, so that's good. We don't really need an end portal, but it is kind of a good feature to have to just try to figure out. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I like it. And it's not copying over it. Well, I guess it's the, yeah, let's go. Okay, so, and then projects. Samurai game content. All right, so now this will create a new folder. And I think in general, this folder won't be huge, so um, it does have some mesh stuff, but I don't know. They're not like big files, I don't think. So all right, so I think I'm going to import it just directly, and this will import the LC toolbox folder structure that I'm going to start to use more. So, all right, let's do it. Okay, so, and then what I should be doing is creating an LC toolbox like project and starting to add this stuff to it. So, but I'm gonna do that on a different day. I want to set up a repo and stuff. That's the other thing I keep going back and forth with is should I just set up a GitHub repo for that? And I mean a GitHub repo that's like public that other people can like grab. I don't know. I'd want to make sure my stuff is really clean, but I don't know. Maybe it's fine if it's not always perfect, but people might be able to use it, especially people just starting out. All right. All right, so we've imported our procedural generation. So we're gonna have to do a couple things to make that work with our level. One, I'm gonna modify the base level so that it's just so we have these in here. So here it is. So it's in. So now we have it as part of like a import. So I would put all my assets in here, right? And I'm not even using any real assets for this game yet. And so the toolbox would have any of my personal assets in it. So we have the random level generator. I don't know if anyone can come up with a better short name for this. I was trying to do that, but I don't like that it doesn't say the word generator in it, but I didn't want to have that as part of file path. Okay. So I guess part of the other thing that having like a base tool set in my mind is that like they should be customizable enough to just kind of work out of the box. But I think like I'm not going to take this as it is, and I'm probably going to modify it, right? So, and I'm probably even going to modify the world generator in this project, so it won't exactly match whatever we end up with in the toolbox, but I guess that's fine. We need to make it so that it works for this game. And then maybe we take whatever we learned and update the new one. But you know, if we have specific kind of samurai game needs, we're going to use that world generator, that random level tool as a jumping off point rather than like this is what you get. So, all right. Okay, so the other thing, I don't want to launch it. The other thing that's I might just try to fix really quickly is I think there's two things wrong with the attack. We were playing around with this at the meetup this weekend, and one thing I found was when you press click, I guess I beat the level. Okay, when you press click, and it's super noticeable on my really slow laptop. You can see like we do kind of this wind up. So, and in the real animation, like the sword's not even in the samurai's hand. It's just he's unsheathing it. But in this, I haven't done the equip versus unequip. So I'm kind of you can see it really a lot, but there's a lot of wind up, right? Like we don't want him to dash when he hasn't got his sword yet. So, but we kind of want him to dash not 1 second, like one, right? It's like there's a delay of like one. So it's hard to notice, but I killed all those guys. So it's too much of a delay. One. So it's like at least a 1 second delay of slow animation. So and this should be like it's a lightning quick dash, right? So it kind of goes back to some of the art stuff that I need to kind of redo. The sword attack animation is not like not exaggerated enough, I guess. So like when he swings, like that sword needs to like, I don't know, go all the way behind him or something like that, in some sort of like dynamic pose, just so that like it feels like there was like some big swing that happened. I feel like I just created the same exact scenario. Oh, there's someone else. I'm gonna lose the game. Okay. Yeah, the basic loop here is, oh, there it is. The basic loop in this particular level is the you have 30 seconds to kill everything, and if you don't, it starts over. Okay. All right. So, okay, let's fix that real quick, because I think the bringing in the procedural generator is going to take a little bit more time. But I think if we can get the procedural generator up and running, then I can see progress on the game moving forward faster, more exponential speed of development. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a multiplier, so it's going to be good. All right, characters, player character. I have to like reteach myself where everything is. So, I believe we're playing a montage, right? So we have the notify dash start stuff here. We have our default group. Okay, so I need to find the montage. Let's go. Probably not in blueprints. Let's go to mesh, samurai. Oh yeah, I want to add this capsule, which I think is from the originally. Yeah, it's from the starter shapes. So oh, I guess yeah, I think I exported it and then. But yeah, there's like starter shapes that we can. I want to add these to my toolbox for prototyping. Okay, because it's like missing from Unreal. You have to get it from the starter content, and then you have to upload all the stuff. You have to add all the starter content to your project. All right. Okay, so in here, animation, we have our animation montage dash. Let's look at this. Let's look at this guy. All right, there he is. Beautiful. All right, pause. Okay. So there's a couple things we could do here. We could just where is the notifies? How do I? Okay. Is this the dash slash? What does this one do? Oh, what was I looking at? Okay. Is this where the notify is? All right. Okay. I don't understand what I did here, because did I add the... Did I add the notify to the animation and not to the montage? Feels like I did. Well, okay, I don't know if that really matters right now. Let's go to I just want to speed up this animation by a whole bunch. I guess it could be this. I forget though. Let's do that. Let's see. What does that do? All right. All right. I feel like it's better. Okay, so that's, I'm just gonna just do that for now because I feel like our animations are not even finalized really. Okay, so we have that. Let's go. I like my flat shaded version. I don't know why. Okay, and then yeah, now he's doing it really crazy. Okay, that's inside the slash. Kind of bothers me that I may have like done something weird with the montage, but that's all right. All right. The other piece was that the character can this is one that my son was like, I don't like this. So go back into our characters, player character. Oh yeah, this is a base character, but I think oh, maybe we have to go to let's go to the base player. Okay. I don't know. This is so that we could have like different versions of the samurai or different characters that you can play, but I don't know. All right, so what am I trying to fix now? So this is thing. So my son likes to like spam when he's playing with the mouse. So he click 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 click, and you can see my guy just like stands there continuing to try to do it. So if you get it in a state like that where you're like, so like if you're like surrounded by a bunch of guys, you might end up clicking too fast, and then he doesn't actually execute the attack. So how do we fix that? All right, let's close that one because that's gonna confuse me. All right. All right. These are not lined up. I don't like that. Let's move it. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's our gameplay stuff. We haven't organized everything yet, but these are like our movements. So this is move around. The other thing I want to do with movement is this game is based on speed, and our walk speed is so slow. So we got some gamepad stuff here. Follow mouse. And then dash attack. Okay, so this is where we do the dash attack, I believe. We can look in the inputs and see. The inputs are out here. So these are all we have. We have aim, dash attack. So dash attack is going to be where the mouse click is, right? So let's look. So yeah, left mouse button. That's it. Um, we could add. I think it's a trigger. Let's see. These are all like kind of like press and hold, but there is like a way to like build in the whole like trigger fries only once. Like you could try this here. Okay, so like this, and then this has some stuff behind it. I think actuation is just like if you click it on this, but like with like a joystick or something or a trigger or gamepad where you can kind of like do like a and you can ease into the trigger with some of the gamepads and stuff. Like this will actually check that, so you can like increase the rate of fire and all sorts of crazy stuff, which probably a lot of games do, but we don't even notice. But it's so cool if it doesn't. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if that works, because what I'm doing here is as simple as possible. I click it, I gate it so that you can only click it once, right? And then I play the montage. And then I don't let you do it again until it's quote completed. But completed, I think completed is just like, did we completed will not fire if any trigger reports ongoing. All right, so yeah, like what I could also loop it, right, and say like on animation completed, do it here. So that would be kind of the, like we only play this one time. That's probably what we should just do. Don't overthink it, right? Yeah, we're still, I don't even know if the pressed once is gonna matter. Um, so let's just try, like this will do it, right? And we may have a whole bunch. In the prototype, I actually used like a bunch of these to do stuff. So if we do on completed, or you can even do like, you can do like an end notify, and then you can have an interrupt and stuff. That's what, one thing I was one of the things I was working on was making the fighting more dynamic. But I think for the scope of this project, I decided we should just keep the gameplay simple. Even though, you know, everyone who makes a samurai game wants like complex samurai fighting. Everything's a samurai duel. Okay, so we have this, which I'm sure everyone loves to see a good execution loop like that. It's gross, but luckily there's nothing to get in the way here. Okay, so we trigger it, we do it once, we play the montage. When the montage is completed, then we do it here. I don't think the montage has the ability to get interrupted, so should be fine. All right, so now when I try to spam the, if anything now it's just if anything now it's like I have to wait till the very end of the montage. So I feel like a little stutter here where I can't attack. Just while the player is getting into the thing again. So yeah, there's a point in our attack phase, right, where we could just say, you know what, do it again. We could also change the speed of the montage right here, but that's fine, I think. Okay. So yeah, this is where it gets like complicated. So we could have a notify, right, that just says like we're done attacking, and then have an event here that just resets it. So I don't know. That might be the way to go. Let's just do that. Let's do that right now. Okay. So reset. I don't know. I'm gonna call it reset attack. I don't know if that's a good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then all this does is resets. and we won't need this piece anymore. Okay, so when this is called, we are going to say we can attack again. And now, if we go into our animation, montage, I don't know if I'm organizing animations properly, but like this montage for instance feels like it should be with the like base mesh animations. It should be like it's like kind of gameplay, right? And here we don't have the other notify, which really bothers me. Okay, let's go. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have the notifies in here, not on the actual. All right, so this is our slash. This is probably where we're gonna do our right there. Yeah, let's just add it. Okay, so now we have our start dash, and then I think like right about here. We want to create a new notify. Call it reset tech. Or we'll just, I don't know, we'll name it can attack again. Okay. And then here, can I make it a different color? No, I can't. Okay. That'd be fun. All right, so here we get to there and then we can attack again. So let's go back to, so now we need to use our animation blueprint, which is in the right place. Oh, first, now I have two animation notifies, so I need to go to dash slash and remove this. Okay, save that. Okay, now go back to our player. And here. Okay, so now in our animation blueprint, in our event graph, so we have this animation notify start dash. Now we want animation and notify can attack again, and so this is how I did it before. This is it's actually a good, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but there's less, like we're using, okay, let's just, all right, did I break it because of that? So we have an event listener on the animation thing here. So we could do another one. We'll just do it. Okay, and then we'll call it. Okay, so now we have this too. And now on the player, we go to event graph, begin play here. So in here, we set up our input, we create our HUD, we set up our health component, we do stuff with the mouse cursor, and then in here, we get this, we grab the animation instance, and then we bind that event. So we can do the same thing here. All right, so we're gonna grab this again, and we're gonna bind event can attack. And then I'm going to pull off of this, create a new custom event, and attack event. And then I'm going to call the reset attack. All right. So the goal of this like kind of little complicated thing is that I'm trying to keep the logic separate, I guess, and not have like our animation blueprint call a ton of stuff from on the player's character, but I don't know. At the end of the day, we're pretty wired in here. So anyway, we have now we have two notifies that will call events, and then this guy is listening for those events. And when either of those are triggered, they'll fire off the things that we want to fire off. So including that reset attack thing here. So let's see. All right, so he's a lot more. He could now kind of interrupt his attack a little bit and do like a full quick. I like it. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. I think I've. There we go. That had to be everybody. Yep. Man, we gotta add the enemy art back in and all the blood and stuff. It's fun. Okay. So anyway, I think this is feeling good for the for that gameplay mechanic and the animation and stuff. So okay, cool. Save everything. All right. Yeah. So we should just break the whole game and make a procedural generated world. Okay. So there's not much to this level here. Got a bunch of just geometry, and then we have a bunch of enemy spawners, and then a level manager. And the level manager will figure out where all like how many like enemies are supposed to be in the level, things like that. So we should be able to just plug and play with a bunch of this stuff. So like I should be able to use the world generator to make like a simple map and throw my samurai guy in, although the camera angle will be terrible. So but we could just use the open level here. Let's the room base doesn't have exits and stuff because it's like really basic. But I think all right, let's just take this off. Let's try that. Okay. And then we will go into our little generator. Isn't it crazy? We just took this and threw it right in here. Okay. And then inside our list of rooms that we want to use, we're going to just use the 4E one. We're going to remove the hallways. Oh yeah, I had to delete them this way. That's really annoying actually, by the way. Unreal. Okay. So we got that. All right, so now I should be generating just like one or like just kind of 4x4 rooms. Okay, so okay, so let's create a new map. Ooh, there's test map 1, test map 2. I think I know what we should create. All right. Actually, do I just want to? Because I don't really want to spawn in all the sky stuff that are in the default stuff. I just want this like weird blue thing that I created. Okay, let's save this map as, and then that's how we can do it. All right, and then we'll just call this test map cross. All right. Okay, so now we are going to try to delete all this. Actually, that won't do it. Including the floor, I guess. All right. We'll delete this samurai. Okay. So the one thing is this nav mesh is just not going to work when we do the procedural generation. We have to set nav mesh to work on when the level gets generated. So we'll update, and there is a checkbox for that. Okay, so let's go under here. Like one thing I don't have is like spawn the okay. Okay, where's the player start? Let's copy the location. Are we at 0, 0, 0? Kind of. Oh no, we're not. Do we need to be at 0, 0, 0? I feel like we should. All right, let's go there. Let's go to 0, 0, 0. All right, now we're at 0, 0, 0. All right, and then, yeah, some of the stuff's gonna be totally broken, but that's fine. No, I don't want to do that. Move the player up a little bit. Okay, so the player should just land on this cube, hopefully. Let's just press play. Yeah, everyone else is dying. Okay, good. Now, let's drag in the magical procedural generating thing. And the one thing that didn't get migrated over is all of my debug tools. That should have been, I should have created a thing for that. I gotta create like an actor or something that, or add it to the world generator or something. So, okay, so this world generator won't actually do anything because you have to trigger it. So we'll just trigger it here. And we'll say the room amount is can I make an int? I don't know what a literal int is. Let's see. All right, I'll take it. We want 10. I don't know if this is the right kind of int or what. All right, so we're not calling this event. We're just gonna call begin play, and that will do it once. All right, hopefully. I put in a lot of debug stuff to make sure my laptop didn't explode, so the desktop should be fine. All right, here we go. All right, so you can see the enemies are not happy, but we're happy. Look. Okay, so we have like a top-down thing. Now just imagine these walls are just like beautiful little Japanese countryside, trees and cliffs and houses and whatever, you know. We'll have to get creative to see how it would fit into a procedural thing, but I think it'll be fun. Okay. So how do we get in the next 10 minutes, how do we get the AI to work again? So if I recall, I do not think it's inside the nav mesh volume, but I think it's in the project settings. So it would be nice if it was like right in here, like make nav mesh dynamic. Okay, so let's go into, let's try nav. Is there a nav mesh? Yeah, okay. So inside this navigation mesh, got cells. Okay, so here's runtime engine navigation system, auto create. Discard sublevel. So yeah, the it's in here somewhere. Remake. Okay, so I will let me just check and see if my notes have it. I've done it before, but now I'm gonna have to look it up if I didn't write it down. AI, nope, I did not write it down. Okay. Let's look. Dynamic, nav volume, unreal. Oh no, Google's gonna give me some random. It's not my answer. Where is it? There is a checkbox, I swear. All right, let's go back to. We're looking for something like bounds update or something like that. I've done it before, so I know it exists. I don't think it's a blueprint that you call. I think it is just a quick setting that you click on. Okay. All right, here's a lot of settings. Here's runtime. Okay, so runtime generation. So here it is. So it's I just want to just take a quick screenshot here. I'm going to. All right. I will remember what to do with it. Okay. Let's go. All right. Stick it in my notes just so I have it. Making an API, behavior tree. I'll put it underneath here. Okay. Runtime animation. And then I think it's really helpful to have a note file where you just, every time you try to look something up, you just save it. Okay. All right, so in the runtime generation, we set it to, I think we're gonna do dynamic. So I don't know how performant this is. I would love to set it to dynamic for 1 second and then switch it back to Navigation data will be spawned in persistent level during rebuild if factor doesn't exist. So something like that. I don't know. Okay, anyway, this is what I know you could do. So you can set this to dynamic. Okay. Now, let's save all. Okay, let's see what happens. These guys still don't really know what to do. Okay. Now it could be that we just, if I simulate. All right, here's our, okay, simulate's gonna be a real dog, huh? All right. Ah, it's gonna crash my computer. I don't know why simulate. Okay. Simulate takes a minute. Okay, I want to see the nav mesh. Can I just press P? Oh, here we go. It feels like the nav mesh is there, right? So if the nav mesh is there, that means it worked. That's funny. Oh, because of the timer. All right, stop. Okay, we just ended up in the other level. Okay, I have to turn that off. So now, when the AI happens, I'm gonna take these three guys because they seem pretty close to the player and they don't fall through the floor. I'm not gonna simulate because it's just too slow. Okay. All right, they just landed and then they still don't recognize the nav mesh. All right. So I need to go back to my third person zombie game that I have. Top down TPS. All right, you'll see here that when we play, oh, I apologize for the zombie sound. Hello, Rosto. How are you? Can't tell what you posted. A turkey? What does that mean? So these guys are all spawning and finding the nav mesh. So we need to figure out how I did that. What was it that Mike from 6 months ago was doing that made that work? Okay, so, all right. Because I don't know, is this nav mesh? This nav mesh is dynamic, I think. Is there anything else that's special about it? It's a turkey. Nice. Do you have any idea how to get nav mesh agents to find the nav mesh when they spawn in? Okay, let's look. Ah, luckily for you, this is not Unity, Prosto. This is Unreal Engine. So, and Unity, yeah, okay, yeah, they are. Unity also added dynamic nav meshes at one point, although they were very hard to figure out too. So I'm using a very simple thing here. I'm wondering if I have something similar to this get random. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I could, if you want, I will show you the actual game. Oh, yeah. So let me show you what the prototype is, prototype that I made that I'm working towards. So, um, this game, all the kind of gray boxing that you're seeing, we're headed back to ooh, this game. So it's like a little kind of samurai roguelike. So this was a prototype that I like polished up, partly to proof of concept to myself that we could get this done. So you could definitely steal my ideas for the room generation stuff. If you look at the stream yesterday that I did, I put a link in the channel description or in the video description of the original tutorial that I followed. So if you want to follow the guy that kind of built the system that I based mine off of, you can check that out. His name is like Game Dev and Animation. That's his channel. But it was pretty cool. Again, it's super Unreal focused, but yeah. Um, but you might be able to get an idea. Um, this is the second procedural generator I've written in Unreal, and the first one was kind of like a stepper idea where you just basically have an array and you pick a point and you go through, and it was okay. But the current version, you manage like the exits of the rooms that you're creating, and you just base it off the exits. It's actually, I think, a lot more powerful and can support different styles of rooms and not worry about like living on an array basically. So, um, thank you. Yeah. Um, trying to make it a little toy-like, kind of like Link's Awakening remake. Um, but yeah, it's kind of this chibi style isometric game. But it's supposed to be kind of a real fast kind of game. This version has this annoying stamina uh, mechanic that I was testing out, which I don't think I'm going to use. So. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, check out that other YouTuber. He's got a pretty. I don't know if you follow along, you can try to figure out how he implemented it. Maybe you can apply it to your Love2D Lua scripting stuff. I guess one question is Love2D, is that on JavaScript or is it all Lua? Okay, cool. All Lua. I've not explored that, but I know it's a scripting language that folks use when they're doing like C++ projects. Yeah, there you go. That's what you're doing too. Yeah. Yeah, C++. You're doing real programming compared to my crazy blueprint stuff, but yeah, you can do C++ and C in Unreal as well, but I find that the blueprints are pretty awesome. So, oh yeah, we still haven't figured out what we're doing here. Okay. I'm running out of time today, so, but I wanted to see if I could figure out anything about the implementation that I created for okay, so a couple different things that this game does that my current system doesn't do. We're like spawning these guys immediately, which is one thing that might be a problem. So we could delay, right? We could delay this. Like this says spawn on begin play. There are other ways to spawn too. But if I don't spawn on begin play, then I have to come up with a, oh, then I do this overlap. I kind of do want to just spawn on begin play, but I want to delay it. Let's just delay it. I think if we delay for 2 seconds, that's a lot. We don't really need to delay that long, but okay. So let's just do that and see what happens. Okay, so they get dropped in. They're working. Okay, so yeah, I think my issue is I I need to leave me alone. I need to delay the spawning of the guys because they spawn at the same time as the level generator. So if they spawn at the same time as the level, then then they don't know what to do. So all right, problem solved. Okay, so we just need to you know, have an order of operations when we create our levels. So yeah, Presto, I am yeah, I stream weekdays at 6:30 a.m. EST. Yeah. So so I don't know what part of the world you're in, but that's East Coast USA, 6:30 a.m. till around 7:30, 8 o'clock is when I stream. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people who come to my stream are kind of on your time zone just because a lot of them Americans are not awake when I'm awake. But that's fine. I work all day, so the time that I have to work on game development, a lot of it, if I want to get any progress done, it's early morning before I have to go to work. So yeah. But yeah, I try to stream every weekday. I haven't really gotten into streaming on the weekends, but I might start. And then I was I didn't stream the last week and maybe 2 weeks because I had we had some holidays in the U.S. and then I got sick. So you might notice I still have like a little bit of a cough from that, so I just couldn't be on camera. But I'm back. So yeah. And my goal is to have a good playable demo of this game by August, because I want to submit it to a local show here, and I think that's when the deadline is. So, and when that happens, I will hopefully feel like it's a good enough demo to put on Steam, maybe even earlier for Steam. So we'll see. So folks will be able to play some of it. And since it's procedural generated, maybe the free demo will be enough for some people to play. But yeah, I hope to price it in a affordable way that people will actually want to buy this little game. But yeah. All right. Okay. AI is working. Falling from the sky. I like how this one over here is too. Okay. So one of the issues is we have AI that's like spawning. Okay, where is our world generator? I want to add to the world generator. So the world generator is gonna spawn right. It's at 0, 0, and it's gonna spawn the first room right there. Um, so one thing I'm gonna modify for the world generator is I'm gonna add an arrow. Arrows are the best. I kind of wish there were more things like arrows in Unreal because like just like things to tell you where things are without having to do custom stuff. Okay, so we'll make the arrow bigger. Also, it's like it tells you where it is and also like what direction it's pointing, right? So this is good for orienting ourselves. So we know that the first room is going to be here and that way. So I believe like stuff behind us is probably going to all fall down, right? Yeah, all these guys are going to fall. These are the guys that are currently fine. I think maybe these guys are fine. Here, I'm going to simulate, even though I don't like it, but let's save all because this thing, I feel like every time I simulate, I'm going to crash the game, but all right, there they are. So that time they got lucky because the level wrapped around. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not going to have like enemies that are like floating in the world and hope that the level generates, right? We're going to say like, okay, each room's going to have a spawn or something like that. Part of this game, the balance of the game is the challenge too. It's like yeah, that's good. Yeah, Prosto says that the game they're working on is more chunk based. So yeah, um, that's the idea here. And you could build like a static level generation too. You wouldn't have to. Yeah. So the idea for my game actually is going to be that we're gonna take like this room and we're gonna put like the the assets that I have in the other prototype and like so this wall will be like a house or something like that. Yeah. That's a pre-made level. I just put in the static geometry. That's like I'll show you. It's this one. Oh, am I still playing? Okay, stop. So yeah, I just gray boxed it out. So it looks like that. But this was like basically the size of a level and the amount of enemies that I knew I could get that I could actually defeat in 30 seconds. So it's kind of an interesting balancing check here. So we'd probably want to generate a level of similar size, at least with this current idea for a mechanic, but yeah. So yeah. I may also need to like rotate my rooms like at this like kind of 45-degree angle to make it more isometric like the level is. Um it's kind of another thing we need to work on, but yeah. So like one trick I can do right now is I guess I want it here. Add child actor, I guess. Yeah. And then we'll just call it spawner. And then I can okay. So what I did here was I just added a spawner to the room. And now if I go back to my procedural generated map, I could probably remove all these guys. Press play. And then everybody spawned in. So now there's like a bad guy per area. This is a little exit thing here. So is this guy dead? Or is this guy just... I wonder what happened to him. It could be the exit room is getting broken because of the exit, actually. Wait a minute, what? Oh, okay. That was weird. I couldn't walk through there, actually. This is a weird... Like, why is he... Oh, you know what? I bet you the nav bounds is not this far. Yeah, that's probably what's going on. So like we have this navigation bounds, right, that only goes so far. I don't know how big is too big, right? Especially with the dynamic thing, but we can make it like that and then see what happens. Yeah, so it looks like people who are farther away now are all working properly. And so I have like an algorithm that says like what's the furthest room from the start, and that's where it puts the little portal. Not that there will probably be portals in my game, but just wanted something to symbolize the exit. Game over. And then we always respawn in the other level, so. All right, I am running out of time for today, so I think we need to save our work here. Did a bunch of good stuff. All right, so we added normal, fixed, animation, lag. All right, and then do these tell me how much? They don't really tell you. I wish they would tell you how much like memory they are. I guess I could look in the Explorer, but what would be really great is if you could add this. There's another file that I have for large file storage. It would be great if I could right click and say add to long file storage, but it's not the case. I think this is fine. I don't think these are going to be huge files, so why are you spinning? What did I do? Okay. Maybe it was just this update that did that. Okay. Let's go back here. Let's make sure everything is saved. Save all. All right, good. All right, let's commit. You too, Presto. Have a good day. All right, I'm gonna push this to local commits. Okay. I don't know what the other one was, but all right. It's from before, the before times. All right. Our work is saved. And that's gonna be the end of our show. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.